In a small seaside village, where the waves danced with joy and the sun painted the skies golden each morning, lived a young boy named Eli. He was about 10 years old, with a heart as bright as his smile. He loved helping his mother bake bread and was always curious about the stories of the prophets and the miracles of God. One morning, Eli woke up to exciting news. His neighbor ran down the dusty road shouting, "Jesus is coming, the teacher, the one who heals the sick and teaches about God's love." Eli's heart skipped a beat. He had heard stories about Jesus, how he made blind people see and calmed storms with just his voice. Eli didn't want to miss the chance to see him. He quickly ran to his mother and said, "Mama, can I go see Jesus?" His mother smiled warmly and nodded. She packed him a simple lunch, 5 small loaves of barley bread and 2 dried fish. She wrapped them in a cloth and kissed him on the forehead. "Be kind, Eli, and don't forget to listen with your heart." Eli ran as fast as he could, clutching his lunch close. When he reached the hill, he was amazed. Thousands of people were gathered, men, women, and children, waiting to hear Jesus speak. Eli squeezed through the crowd and sat near a rock where he could see the teacher. As Jesus spoke, Eli felt something he had never felt before. Like peace and joy and love were all wrapped together in every word. Time flew by, and soon the sun began to set. People started whispering, their stomachs growling. There was no food, no market nearby, and the crowd was hungry and tired. Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Where can we buy bread for all these people?" The disciples looked worried. "Even if we had lots of money," one said, "it wouldn't be enough to feed this many." Eli overheard the conversation. He looked down at his lunch. It wasn't much, just enough for a little boy. But he remembered what his mother said, "Be kind." With a shaky voice and a brave heart, Eli stood up and walked to one of the disciples. He tugged on his robe and held out his small bundle. "I have some bread and fish. You can give it to Jesus." The disciple knelt beside him, surprised. He took the lunch and smiled. "Thank you, little one. Jesus will be pleased." Eli watched as the disciple brought the food to Jesus. Jesus looked at it, then looked at the crowd. Slowly, he raised the food toward the sky and prayed, "Father, thank you." Then Jesus began to break the bread, and break it again, and again. The more he broke it, the more it multiplied. The same with the fish. The disciples carried baskets full of food to every group on the hillside. Eli watched, eyes wide, as people who had come hungry were now laughing, eating, and sharing. No one went without. And when everyone was full, Jesus asked the disciples to gather what was left. They collected 12 baskets of leftovers from one little lunch. Eli's heart swelled with joy. His small gift, offered in kindness and faith, had become part of a miracle. That night, as Eli walked home under the stars, he held his empty lunch cloth to his chest. He had no food left, but his heart was full. He would never forget the day Jesus used his little gift to feed a multitude. Always remember, no act of kindness is too small. When you give with love, God can use it to bless many. Even a child's lunch can feed a crowd when placed in the hands of Jesus.